Oh, hey, buddy. Everybody got their appendixes? Oh, not so fast, Ron. You don't. It is the Ron and Fez Show. Trying to prove the point of coming back too fast. I'm Ron Bennington. With me, Fez Whatley, and, of course, Chris Stanley. If you tuned into the show to hear a bunch of people with healthy appendicitis, this is the wrong show for you. It is the wrong show. We've got two-thirds of us doing extremely well in the appendix area. Myself, that's gone, like yesterday's news. Although last week you had no idea, you were listening to a ruptured, poisonous appendix. And from what the doctor said to me last week while you were listening to the show, I was dying. Now I said, I know. Fez and I are working on this chemistry thing. He goes, no. Not your normal dying. Like literal dying. And I go, how could it be? It's an appendix. It's like a little kid's thing. It doesn't, even now, after the fact, seem like that big a deal to me. Because this is the, the first fucking operation you ever hear about when you're a little kid. Some old child says, I had my appendix taken out. I don't know how it became such a big deal to my doctor, but it is. All right, so Ron Bennington, Fez Whatley, Chris Stanley. I would have thought, well, you're filled with poison. Take a week off, Ron. No. We have people booked. Cross wants to know if you could be in even a little later. But we'll get into this as the show goes on today, and I will I'll let you know some of the strange details that take place in what I like to now call the American medical system. I should be on CNN right now talking about the do's and don'ts. Although the hospital keeps calling back, would you like to take a poll of how you liked our service? No. I really don't want to sit around and talk about it. I want to forget about it, like any rape.
You didn't want to complain about it?
What is there to complain about, seriously?
I've taken them before over the phone. I just left long, angry messages, and I've asked them to call me back to talk about it.
But it's not like these things change or do any different. At a certain point when you're in the hospital and you're getting that dehumanized treatment, you have to say to yourself, my brain's checking out. Let them do whatever they want to my body. But I'm not here while all this bullshit is going on. Now, last week, and this is very fucking strange, I guess the last thing that I did in here last week was the Unmasked with Michael McKean. I have zero recollection of it whatsoever. I do kind of remember a flash of Hicks saying, hey, that went pretty good. And me like, what did?
Yeah.
What did? So I had spent an hour. No, I do. I mean, I don't remember what the context of what we talked of, but I have these like little brown out moments of just going, oh, good, he's carrying this, and oh, good, he's being interesting, but to get that over with and get out of here was like unbelievable to be able to fucking dodge that bullet.
It went great, and Michael McKean had a fantastic time.
Well, good, because he almost killed me. So great job, Squiggy. I hope you're fucking proud of yourself.
He's Lenny.
Good. What's the difference? Mr. Healthy Appendix, go ahead. Why don't you and fucking Squiggy reform Spinal Tap and just have the greatest life? In the meantime, I'm stuck with nothing. But anyway, we did that. And I know leading up to it, I just came back here in this room. I had like 15 minutes I was just like kind of sleeping. And I remember that Cross came in here and was talking to me. And I couldn't open my eyes. I swear to God, I never saw him. He was just like this far off voice. And I could just hear Cross going, Ron, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, kind of. Fever is an amazing thing to play with. So then I caught a cab went home, and the pain got so crazy that I said, okay, I'll go. Some doctor, I think, came to my house. I talked to Dr. Steve. This is really funny, too. So I talked to Dr. Steve right before I went, and I told him what was going on. And he's like, I want you to go over to the emergency ward. And I go, how come? He goes, because you've called me. And in 5 years, you never call me. So for you to call me sounds awful. That's his only diagnosis. Oh my God, someone called me, get to an expert. So I'll get into why we did not know. Well, I didn't think it was appendicitis because I like to go, oh, what's ever happened to me, just get me a cold juice, I'll get some sleep, and I'll be better. I don't fuck around with doctors, and I don't fuck around with cops. There's no difference to me between the two species. Cops and doctors are always there when trouble's going down.
Scum of the earth.
Every person that I've ever seen pronounced dead had a doctor fucking standing right next to him. So I can't act like doctors aren't just carrying death with them. And they also can't be trusted. Ratso brought this up many, many years ago. Once they get their hands on you, they'll just keep cutting pieces off you. A doctor is a cop in pajamas. That's it. If cops dressed more comfortably, they'd be doctors. So, and of course, I head on over there at like 5:30 or some fucking crazy hour. It takes a full 12 hours of going through the horrible system before they decide to operate. And one of the main reasons is this, Fez. Now, do you know where your appendix is?
I'm thinking it's like...
Stand up and do it for me. Point right to it.
Like right here?
That is the perfect spot for the appendix. And that's why I did not know that I had a ruptured appendix, because where you point back to it.
Right here.
Mine is nowhere near there.
Where's yours?
I have a freak 1 in 100 appendix that is much higher and inverted back behind the liver. And so the doctors were like, oh, it could be gallbladder, it could be liver, blah, blah. We're going around doing tests and all this bullshit because my mother somehow fucked up when she was giving birth to me and put the appendix in the wrong place.
So I feel like you had a broken rib or some shit? Like, where the fuck it was?
Wait, say this again, what?
Do you feel like you had a broken rib or some shit?
Oh, God, I felt like I'd been gut shot with a goddamn sawed-off shotgun. I mean, we forget when it comes down to fucking pain that we're normally not in pain. I mean, you spend 99.9% of your life in what we normally call pain is not real pain. Like, oh, I stubbed my toe or my back hurts or whatever. And we think of that as pain. But it's only when one of these things shows up that you're like, oh, yeah, that's what pain is. Pain's the worst fucking possible thing. So when this stuff pops up into your life every once in a while, you're not even able to think anymore. You're not even able to think about it. These doctors started, asking you questions, and you're like, you don't understand, dude. I don't remember my life before this pain. I don't know what happened to me or what I'm allergic to. All I know is pain showed up, and I'm sitting here next to it, and it won't let me up. So, all these, I'm going to say doctors, but they're really just fresh-faced fucking kids. They suddenly get overly excited because I have a weird appendix that they finally did a house and figured out what was wrong. And my doctor says to me, wowsy! Can you believe this? He says fucking wowsy to me.
Like 15?
First of all, he goes like this. Do me a favor. I wanna fucking put this up on my Facebook. And I'm like, you're not a fucking doctor. You're a child. But he literally yelled out wowsy because he was so excited just to find one of these retarded fucking spots.
You got Doogie Howser.
That's true, Fez. Doogie Howser. So, when they immediately found out that I had this, they're like, all right, we have to operate, right away. As soon as we get an operating room, we'll do this. You're going to be in and out. It'll be fucking cake. All right? I'm like, now this is something I don't want to have happen in life. I don't want people to cut me open and take organs out. I don't like it.
It's a downer.
Yeah, it's not some way that you want to spend your life. And I'm like, okay, is there any way around this? Because my idea was a really icy juice. I mean, like crushed ice. You drink it, it makes you feel better. You get some sleep, get right back up and get to work. And he's like, no, you got to do this. But, I mean, this is the weird thing about this. This is our first operation. This is what started operations. This is like the first thing that we were able to do. Like, hey, instead of just letting that person die, why don't we cut them open, take this part out, sew them back up, and that'll be it. So, of course, that's like a good move. But I still don't want it done if I could get around it. But he explains to me like, oh, no. You've got this, which can be taken care of easily, or death. And a slow, painful death, because this thing will rupture and the poisons will attach to the other organs and you won't, I'm like, all right, fuck it. Fuck you. Fuck this place. Go do your little wowsy fucking cutting and everybody have a great time. And then every time I turn around, there's a different doctor and, they look like they just learned how to shave. Like they were in the fucking back going like, who's your favorite Harry Potter and all that. They're just, to me, they look like fucking guys that are like just got out of Brown. Not like they just got out of college like the idiot guys that we know, but guys that just got out of like a good college.
They're well-to-do.
Yeah, I guess they're well off.
A lot of Asians, too. I've always noticed that.
Well, they got Asians, you got the Paks, you got... but don't get me wrong, I had a couple honkies in there, a couple well-placed honkies, because I am on the Upper East Side. So I'm like, fuck you. Go ahead and do it. And then I'm like, I am just fucking tuning out from this point on. I'm not paying attention to them. I'm going to let them do their fucking games, but I'm not embracing this. This doesn't mean shit to me. So then we get to the point of, do you want a drug to, before you go in? I'm like, no drugs for me. We can have a little something. It'll make you feel better. You'll go in there and you'll get operated on. I'm like, no drugs for me. I'm an alcoholic, drug addict, and I don't want to fucking, take any drugs because I won't stop. So they're like, okay, woo, all right, fine. Wheeled me, this is 5 o'clock in the morning now, Fez. And this is what really annoys me about New York is they're wheeling me down the hall at this hospital. And I'm in front of these giant open windows, these beautiful windows, looking at the East River, and I had to say goodbye to the girls. I'm like, all right, they're taking me through these doors, and I'm heading down these hallways. And as I'm looking through these windows on my way in to this thing, I can see Fez's fucking apartment.
Aw.
And know that idiot's over there just fucking sleeping and farting with a fucking cat, and his life is perfect. I'm like, how come that works out that way? So they push you in this. Now, I know enough about the anesthesia, Fez, that you don't want it ever done to you. You know what I mean? That there's a certain mathematical thing where, I watch 60 Minutes. I've seen the retard lady who thought she was just going in to have a nose job, and now she's fucking has to be drug around everywhere by her kids, or the people that don't wake up. There's just a certain amount of people that don't wake up. But I say to myself, I don't give a fuck. I'm pissed off. I'm not going to sit here and be able to fucking be worried about it. That's not going to do me zero good. I'm just going to ignore the fact that, I'm getting the anesthesia and just go along with it. They then come over as I'm laying there and start to hand me booklets and pamphlets to read about anesthesia to sign off on it. And I'm like, I don't have another fucking choice. It's not like I can call my brother and get him to do something. I'm just going to take your fucking anesthesia.
Do a little research, though.
I know.
Papers do.
That's the fucking problem is I don't think I can come up with a better way of doing this than what you people already have. I'll sign off on all the shit that you have. There's nothing I can do. So I'm laying there. Now, Fez, I'm not an overly religious man. I have my own spiritualities. But actually, I have these dominoes with a Virgin Mary put on them by our own Kathleen from the Bronx. So I'm wearing that, and the guy says, all right, you can't wear this. I'm in the operating room, and he's acting like I'm trying to get into a fucking club downtown. He goes, you can't wear this. I go, I don't have any pockets, motherfucker. I got nothing else I can do. So he takes it off around my neck and then just wraps it around my hand. And I'm like, well, this has got to be good luck at least, That's why I'll have Kathleen and the Virgin Mary looking over at me. So when they find my corpse, there's not a lot they can do for me. But was really weird. So they put the oxygen mask on my face. And this is so weird. This is why fucking Louis C.K. is like right on the cutting edge right now. The guy who's in there with me actually rubs my face in a very fucking uncomfortable way and goes like this. There, you're going to be okay. And the only thing I was so fucking pissed off that this is happening that I'm ignoring them, that I'm like, the only thing that I said was the anesthesia girl. I go like this. Hey, you're going to wake me back up, right? After the doctor gave the pamphlet, she's like, yeah. I go, all right then, fuck it. Oh, I was fucking pissed. So fucking pissed.
That's creepy they were caressing you, though.
Oh, fuck, of course they were. Oh, you give yourself over to other human beings. You're no longer the guy you were up to that point. These other people are now in charge of your body, and you're you're just there. And if somebody would have said, look, we're going to do the operation, or here's a gun, point it to your head and pull the trigger, it would have been a gimme for me. So you get into this thing, they got this thing around your face. And the guy goes, okay, relax. What else am I going to do? I'm fucking laying in there under lights. And he goes like this. This is just oxygen. It's going to smell like a new shower curtain. And I'm just like, and he goes, now, as you're going to sleep, it's going to feel a little tight around your neck. We've got things around your neck. And I go like this. I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Just fucking do this thing. And he goes, we're only doing this so we can put the tube down your throat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh.
And he goes, when you wake up, your throat is going to hurt because we're going to have a tube that goes down your throat. I don't even like a fucking tie. So the last thing that I have to fucking hear is a tube is going down your throat. Oh, you cock fucks. You fucking pricks. So I'm like, fuck, I'm ignoring all this. I got my little Virgin Mary wrapped around my hand. Maybe I'll get lucky, die on the table, and won't have to put up with any of this. They never even got into those, hey, do you want to fucking count it down or anything like that. It was, I got this fucking oxygen on my fucking face. And the next second, people were just like, hey, how you feeling? You all right? Like there wasn't any kind of, oh, I'm starting to drift off. I was just leapt forward in time. And what must have also been happening was in and out of this, I must have been sleeping and had no like recollection of that, because I would just be talking to one person and then there would be another face there saying the same kind of shit. And it was just like really tight editing of people hanging over me. How's your throat? Are you breathing okay? And at one point, I feel this incredible fucking pain as this guy is yanking 2.5 yards of rusty barbed wire out of my dick. Well, I was fucking asleep. They took all this wire, this tube and wire, they fucking wrapped broken glass around it and shoved it into my dick hole. And I don't know what I said exactly, but it was a threat because the guy was like, oh no, we had to do this. And I think I said something along the lines of, I'm going to fucking get you. And I'm not fucking playing with you. And I had this incredible pain in my fucking stomach from the operation. More than I'm used to this kind of pain. Incredible pain in my dick. And the only thought is, I'm in no condition to beat this fucking guy's ass, but I'm calling Hicks. And I'm fucking even had, the guy's name is Nugent. I'm going to fucking say to him, I'm going to have you get fucking Nugent. And it's in my mind as if I was calling a hit in. And it ain't fucking over yet, Nuge.
We got this, don't worry.
You go around and tell everybody you fucking saved my life all you want. I think you shoved a garden hose up my cock. And I'm going to fucking get you.
Well, let's piss ourselves during...
oh, my God. Dude, you have no idea of the fucking pain.
Sounds like a fucking nightmare.
I mean, just the regular operation pain was really fucking hard. But the fucking dick hole pain, forget about it. So then the other thing that gets to you is like they're trying to talk some sense to you why this is happening. Like you were there the whole time. And they were like, that was trickier than we thought. And I'm like, whatever. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But I did notice that a lot more time had gone by, when I saw a clock than was supposed to. So apparently they had opened me up and it was, it had all ruptured. And there's no fucking ridiculous amount of weirdness that can get into for you.
So it already exploded. It was already fucking...
It had exploded last week while I was in here.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
So apparently what happens is, like, the day that I missed, Tuesday, I guess it had exploded. And once it explodes after that, it feels better for a couple of days.
Oh, shit.
So I got my second wind, was having really icy juices, and thinking to myself, I'm getting better on a daily basis. I don't want to I know that I can, if I get some sleep, I can beat any disease.
You would think the acid in the juices would have killed anything.
So, that's the fucking gimmick of it. That's the long and short of it. The weirdness is like the pain factor is through the fucking roof. And then we come back to this and they're like, all right, you made it through. You're going to be fine. We're just going to keep you here for a few days. Because you don't normally have to spend a couple days there. But I probably would have been able to get out that day except for the rupture, which now they've got to make sure,
Yeah, because usually hospitals want to kick your ass out immediately to fill those fucking rooms.
Well, yeah, and then on the other hand of it, too, they couldn't find me a room.
Oh, shit.
So I ended up spending, most of the day in recovery with those idiots. And again, this is the weird thing of how you will give yourself over. That you will see suddenly when you go into a hospital of all this agony around you as just, normal. You know what I mean? You'll see there was like a kid in there, just blood curdling, screaming. And you're like, well, these things happen. There was a guy behind me with the worst wheeze I've ever heard in my life. Just like a fucking death rattle. And I'm just like, yeah, this is what life is like, you know? Living in the fucking just bottom of this pirate fucking ship down in the hull with a bunch of fucking guys with malaria. So I have this problem of being the addict, and I have to say to the person, I don't want to take drugs. Now they're like, well, we got a morphine drip for you. We're going to put you on that for a few days into a, just getting regular Downs Vicodin or whatever. And I'm like, well, I'd like to do this without, any narcotics. What else do you have? And they acted like, is there any place I can put my flying elephant for the next couple of days? I mean, they acted like what I asked for just doesn't exist. And I blame myself for this, that, I should have, this has been a long time fear of mine, that if I get into something where I need pain medications, that I could just fucking slip back into, being an addict again. But I didn't have a separate plan. But there's just nothing else, really. There's just nothing fucking else.
Just pills. That's all they can offer.
Yeah.
There's nothing besides pain management. There's no such thing as pain management.
And everybody in the
drugs.
place is on it.
Yeah.
Everybody has a fucking morphine drip.
And pain management is just how to use those pills. It's not like there's any technique or anything.
Well, I'm not running them down because I'm sure for the majority of people, it kind of works, but I'm not going to fucking stop once I do it. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to, I'm not the fucking guy to go in there and manage that fucking shit. It's just not going to happen. And so I'm like, well, then I'm just going to have to ride this out. And then, like, just a couple of fucking real pain rages after that. I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can fucking do this.
Could you sleep at all? Or was it just...
Well, in the first, I think, hour or so, I kind of passed out from the pain twice.
Oh, no.
And then the woman's very nice because she's like, you don't have to, ride this out this way. Let's just get you on the drip, and then we'll deal with, getting you off. What's the kind of morphine that they always have in the hospital?
Dilaudid.
Oh, yeah. Dilaudid is their fucking go-to, right?
Yep.
And so she's like, well, you don't have to worry about that. We'll put you on Dilaudid for a couple days, and then we just won't give you any more. So you don't have to worry. I'm like, yeah, because you're Lady Dilaudid. I live in fucking New York City. All right?
Where are you going to find more, though?
Yeah, I'm fucking 4 subway stops from Lexington 125. I'm not worried about finding more Dilaudid. If I decide to go there, you'll be able to fucking deal, There's no way around it. So finally, I guess I'm about an hour and a half into this, 2 hours. I'm going, I can't do it. I can't fucking do it without the pain medication. And it is medicine, Fez.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a reason for this. There is a reason that these drugs were invented. You're supposed to stop pain with it. So I'm like, I can't fucking do it. I am going to go on it. And my chick's like, okay, we'll do that. And as soon as I said that, I go, okay, when the nurse comes back, I'm going to tell her. As soon as I said that, right, I go like this. Hey, I got my fucking iPod with me. I'll fucking put that on, And as soon, because I've been fucking sober for 12, 14 years. And as soon as the drip hits, I'm going to have the underground. I'm going to have Velvet Underground ready to go. I think I'll open it with Sweet Nothing and then fucking Genius out. How fucking crazy is that? I can't handle pain anymore to the second I'm ready to go like this. Oh no, I'll turn this into the world's funnest morphine party. This is why I have to fucking watch myself. It doesn't make any fucking sense to think that way. I wasn't thinking pain management. I was thinking we start the nonstop fucking morphine party. And I fucking, as soon as I had that realization, this all took place in seconds. I'm like, well, this is why I can't fucking do it. This is why I can't say yes. Because that feeling of being on morphine where it feels like you're like a baby, like a naked baby, and you're laying in a little vat of 2 inches of Jesus's hot cum, and it's just all around you. That's actually the way I think the world should be all the time. If, in my fucking opinion of the world, that should be the natural state. And that's why I can't be fucking trusted. I can't be trusted around it. Because I was fucking locked into it. Once I go, I'm just going to fucking go. But who goes from, I'm in such pain, I need help, to, fuck yeah.
It's a party.
Yeah. I'm going to fucking put together the perfect playlist. And then, it was a fucking nightmare. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to fucking do it. I'm just going to fucking sit here and punish myself. How fucking stupid. It is the Ron and Fez show, back on Appendix Day. Everything's changed. You won't be hearing a lot of pro-appendix humor on the Ron and Fez show anymore. Fez is sitting over there with his healthy pink fucking appendix. But I will eventually have to fucking figure out something if this ever happens to me again, of some kind of a pain thing. Because you can't... Actually, a friend even said to me the other day when I said what I did, they said, well, can't you hurt yourself worse by not getting, some... And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know a goddamn thing about it. And the fact is, I had to probably tell 16 fucking people, no, I can't do dope because I'm a dope addict.
They just kept offering it nonstop?
Offering it. And it was almost like, and the things it's easy enough to go all right, I'm going to stay away from the bad neighborhood, and I'm going to stay away from, bad people. That can be done. But if you're laying in bed in the Playboy Mansion, and centerfolds are going, why don't you just smell it? Why don't you just put your nose up and smell it? Because it's very acceptable. There's only so much you could do, And
it's their standard procedure. Those bags are just, tons of them on a tray ready to go.
That is true, Fez.
Could they just keep you on anesthesia for a week? Just keep helping you feel that shit?
If they kept you on anesthesia for a second or for a week, there's no difference. Time does not exist there. There's not even a dream. It is just a lack of time.
That's scary as shit.
Yeah, it's weird as hell.
Was it gas or were they inject you with shit?
It's gas, I guess. Nice. I don't know. I never saw it take place. I'm there 1 minute. The next minute, some fucking guy's going like this. Well, that turned out a lot weirder than we thought, huh, Ron? Light up. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, dude.
How's your throat?
Oh, my throat was fucking sore. And then, dude, while I'm in the middle of all this pain, I'm like saying to the nurse, go get me one of those things. I want to piss in it. And she's like, Oh, you have to go use the bathroom? I go, not necessarily. I just want to see what condition my dick's in after what they did to me. And I'm telling you, that piss was like pissing hot needles. And went on like that for 24 hours before I finally got my bill. I know it hurts, Hicks. I see you.
I'm gonna vomit.
By the way, I talked to Dr. Steve and I were emailing back. And I was asking about any other way around this besides the, straight medication stuff. And he goes, no, with somebody like yourself, what we do is we partner up with you to, then get you to kick drugs. Because within a couple of days, you'll get dope sick again. And my only fucking point is, at that point, who thinks I want to be your partner? You know what I mean? At that point, it's almost like if you have like one of those pod people in a movie, and they're like walking around, and you see them, you're talking to them, but it's really the pod running things. Don't say anything to you, but the pod wants to what? Stay
in charge,
stay alive, right? And that thing's gonna lie its fucking ass off to you. So in my case, I'll fucking tell you anything. And I 100% realize this is not like this for everyone else. You know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of people go in, take their pain medication, sleep, get through it, get home. I know there's people that when you go over their house, there's still Percocet, like with an old date on it.
It's in there for years.
Yeah.
It's like, in case I get hurt again.
Yeah. Whatever. Oh, I think I got some Percocet in the other room. Do you? Is that what you think? I just have nothing in common with them. But I get it. They're the more normal one. At the same one, I'm the one with the weirdo fucking appendix that, I don't know, was attached to the outside of his heart. So, that takes me back to this other weird thing. So, now I'm in the fucking recovery time. And I got to stay there for a while. I'm on the clear diet where I could have chicken broth, water, and fucking ice. And you just don't fucking want anything. But the weird thing is I could never get comfortable, and there would be this growing pain until eventually I figured out I could not lay down and be in comfort. I could only sit up and be able to not be in pain. I could sit up in a hard chair, and that included sleep. So for a week, the only sleep I get is passing out sitting up, and it's real bus trip sleep, It is, it's just been the fucking nightmare of nightmares.
That's totally fucked up, man.
It is. It's totally fucked up is the only way to look about it. So the doctor calls and we tell him, well, we have a problem. The only way he can sleep without pain is sitting up in the chair. And the doctor's like, go ahead, sit up in the chair. I go back and tell my other, regular doctor, oh, just sit up in the chair. They all act like, no, this is very normal. I go, very normal. No one brought it up to me before.
They got no answers. They're playing it catch-as-catch-can, case-by-case basis. You would think laying flat would put less pressure on an incision.
Yeah, but it's the inside stuff.
Oh, okay.
Not just the outside stuff. It's the inside is where the pain's coming from. And it actually feels like some kind of electrical current just being shocked through everything. By the way, I just want to say, I know a lot of people send a lot of nice Twitters. A lot of people send a lot of nice notes to ronandfez@AOL.com. And I would like to answer these all personally, but that would take time. So I'm just going to say a big blanket thank you. And that's all covered, and we're all even now. Thank you.
No personalizations there?
No, not at all. All right, just try. I'll put it this way. Thank you Tony, Bobby, Cece, Doug, Fat Jerry.
Oh, that was nice of Fat Jerry to send you something. Send you an email.
It really was, Fez. So I don't know what the fuck to do the next time I get fucking hurt like that. I would actually probably, I do have to figure something out. Because I can't go on living like this. How did the show go when I was gone, Fez? Did you fucking rock it? Did you pop it?
We were in best of while you were gone.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I just figured that you were pretty busy since you never came over to visit me at the hospital.
Well, I know you in hospitals. I'm someone who likes hospitals. I like to be in there and know that I'm hooked up and being checked and the heart's beating. But I didn't think you wanted me traipsing around the hospital.
So you could have visited Ron and that thing looked up to you while you're hanging out with him.
They're not
That's
just going to
the other
hand visitors a heart monitor.
You got insurance.
So you thought you wouldn't come visit me because you like it too much there. This is the other weird thing that they get into, Hicks. And I didn't know this going into it, but when they operate on you, they fill you full of this, like, I guess, CO2 gas, some kind of a gas. And they pump it up inside you so that the organs kind of get away from each other and they can move around.
So you turned into a fucking balloon?
Yeah, I guess. I had no idea. So after that, the nurses, their whole two things are, did you fart? They want you to fart. And did you shit? And you think, and this is why I hate them. They fucking baby everything up so much of, did you go for me today? You're not my fucking mom, lady. You're not my mom. I'm not going for you. All right? Let's have an adult relationship. But the whole weirdness of, did you fart at all? I mean, what could be easier than farting? Except for where they pump you up, it feels to me like it doesn't fall into the normal fart canals. You've got gas outside of where you're used to having gas. It's the strangest thing. So you're like bloated, but then you don't feel like you can. It feels like, well, I should be able to rip one for 7-8 minutes straight and just sit here. But your ass canal does not know how to find this stuff. It's in a completely different thing. So it's like if there was like water everywhere but in the pipes. And then, were you able to pass a little gas for me? Were you able to pass gas? Stop fucking talking to me that way, lady.
It's really creepy for her, too. It's like, whoa.
Oh, it's fucking...
What the fuck?
See, if someone came in and said, did you fart? I would have thought it's not a medical question. They just smell something around me. I get that question a lot.
So why didn't you come over, Watley?
No, I honestly thought he's in a lot of pain, and I'm just going to get in the way there. And I know you, and you were probably counting the seconds to get out of the place.
Well, I'm counting the seconds because, you try to keep your mind busy. I became one of those idiots walking around in the halls, pulling their fucking IV machine with them. Just like walking around.
The days?
Yeah. In the hospital that I was in, they have all these 9/11 cards that come from like little kids and like the little kids from around the country. I'm sorry this happened. Remember America. And there is nothing more stupid than a sincere 6-year-old. I mean, they are the dumbest things that ever happened. And to send people just like pictures of the towers. They would have pictures of the towers.
That they drew?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
I swear to God. There would be like planes flying into the towers.
Oh, shit.
And it would just say stuff like, get well. And I'm like fucking standing there at 4 o'clock in the morning, me and my IV machine, fucking laughing ass at how fucking inappropriate this is. Because it's almost like if you sent someone a sketch of their rapist. Like here, I know you were raped. Here's a big engorged cock. There's something that went into you. By the way, while I was under, Fez, not only did they put the catheter in me, but one of them drew a cock and balls on my chin with sperm going into my mouth. Oh, it's all fucking hijinks over there, isn't it?
No swastikas?
I don't know about that.
Got off easy then.
5 secs. She could have came by.
Yeah, I really didn't think you would want me there. And trust me, I thought about it over and over again. And I thought, he's going to think that he has to, talk to me or something. And I'm going to keep him awake.
Did you ask my chick?
No, I didn't. I kept asking, did you need anything? And I was going to take that as a cue.
I don't need things. If I need things, I get them. Yes, I'm going to need blankets, water, flashlights. It's not like there was a fucking mining accident. I'm in the hospital. You fucking stop by. You have a magazine for the guy. It's uncomfortable. They say, do you want to sit down? No, I can't be here long. And then you fucking leave. But you show a little fucking respect thing. I need you fucking sitting over me like Al Pacino was able to do for his dad. Craze was there. Craze showed up.
How did he
and
get
you
in?
didn't.
You got a visitor pass.
It's not that fucking hard to get into a hospital.
Not if you're Earl.
All right. James in Chicago. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Ron, good to have you back, buddy.
Yeah.
You talking that whole experience just brought me back to 3 years ago. At least you had some warning that they were pulling that fucking barb out of your dick. When the first time I found out is when I went to actually go take a piss.
Oh.
And then the whole floor heard me screaming like a fucking nut. And they're all like, what's wrong? I said, my dick is fucking on fire here from the inside out. What the fuck you think is wrong? And then they're like, oh, that's because we put a catheter in there. And we took it out. Well, thanks for the fucking warning.
I'm actually thinking that the yanking the catheter out woke me up. And I don't know why it has to be so fucking long. I'm not a measuring man, but 2.5 yards, start and do some cutting. You don't need this much.
I don't even think, be honest with you, Ron, I don't even think it's that much. It's literally like just a couple inches.
I saw it whipping the fuck back and forth. The guy was swinging it over his head like a lasso. And I swear to God, I wish I knew what he said. But all I can see is like this hazy look of fear on his face of, no, I had to do that. Because I am going to fucking get him. There's certain things that have to be done right, and other things are professional. But you don't go sticking a hose in a man's dick when he's fucking knocked out. Because you surely wouldn't be able to do it to me when I was awake. And Fez, you know, like if you get something like this, you say that little prayer first, or you think about your family first?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't. I was too pissed off. I was just like, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and have a moment with my fucking higher power when I'm so goddamn mad. Or all I would have said was, thanks a fucking lot. All I asked you to do was keep me perfectly safe 100% of the time I was on Earth. Is that too much to ask, Lord? To make every moment of my life blissful. And you couldn't pull that off? Mister, I came up with gravity? I don't think it's asking a lot. Hicks, there was actually one of the cards from a kid. The fucking thing on it said, I'm sorry the bird flied into the building.
Holy shit.
This fucking mongoloid thought a bird flew into a building. It was so funny, I actually took a picture of it on my phone, was sending it out to people. Going, okay, we know what's fucking going on. Robert Nebraska, you're on Manifest.
Hey, Ronnie, what were you doing that night that you met Pepper Hicks outside the bar that time you were walking? Where were you coming from?
I was coming from Fez's heart attack.
Ah, where was Fez?
He was there. I just spent 12 hours by his fucking side and on the phone with his family. I guess I got in the way a little bit that night.
Man, Fezzy, what were you thinking?
Well, I was going back and forth in my head if I should head over.
Anthony, you're on Run Fez. Anthony.
Yeah, hey, Roddy, maybe the fact that Fezzi could see your hospital room from his balcony, he thought he didn't have to go see you because, you know, it was too far to drive. And then he was probably going through his contract with a fine-tooth comb to see, make sure he's going to be covered.
Well.
Wait, oh, Fezzi.
He could have fucking thrown a rock if he wasn't such a rag arm. He could have thrown a rock and hit my window with it. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Joe, you're on Run Fez.
Ronnie, glad to hear you're feeling better.
Thanks, buddy.
I had a catheter in me and trying to be cute, beautiful Jamaican nurse. I said to her, "Hi, baby, who are you?" And she says, "I'm the girl who's going to pull that tube out of your dick." And she yanked that out. That was 9 years ago. I still won't say anything nice to a girl. Scared shitless.
Still pissed at women.
Yep. Got it against them now.
Yeah. John Mass, you're on Run Fez.
Yeah, I got the catheter wide awake with 13 busted bones. I thought I'm either going to croak or they're going to drug me. And even with a collapsed lung, the scream I let out was heard through the hospital.
It seems like they should be able to do something better than the catheter. I mean, we are in 2010. We live in the future now, all right? It's fucking hammer time. Come up with something better than taking a fucking garden hose and shoving it into a man's dick. So I guess the reason why, too, like Hicks says, they don't let you piss on yourself. They have to keep everything empty. That's why they put the tube down your stomach. They want to keep it. I don't know. I'm going to fucking tell you right now, I have very little to do with anything that takes place in the medical world. I despise them all. Here's Dan. Dan in Albany. You're on Run Fez.
Yeah, Ronnie, miss your appendix. Hey, you got anybody that you blame personally for this? You got a list?
No, I don't have one of those. Here's Ronnie in Missouri. You're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ron, I'm glad you're doing well. I was just curious, what was Fez doing on his vacation while they're running Best Of? Did he plan for any more shows? And while you were dying, I was just wondering what he did.
I was around the office. No need to make it about me, sir.
Opie wrote that. Opie started a thing on Twitter. Ronnie B is so tough. I just actually saw a text from him. Very odd that he cares more about me than my own partner.
I care about you.
Dave, you're on Run Fez.
It's good to hear you back on the radio, Ron.
Yeah.
And Fez didn't text you because you can't text from a jitterbug phone. But I wanted to say my wife is a nurse, and she has to put catheters in prisoners. And you want to see somebody who really doesn't want a catheter, see a guy who's chained to a bed.
I don't fucking get it. I don't get it. Hey, Chuck, North Carolina, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, glad you're back. Was that the first time you'd ever been operated on for anything?
Yes, it was.
Did you get the damn medicine farts?
No, I didn't take, I brought this up before, I stayed off the painkillers, and I didn't get much medicine. The only thing I got was the, what is the stuff, Fez, to make sure that you don't, it doesn't fucking spread?
Antibiotics?
I guess it's antibiotics. That's the only thing, and I'm already off that. Just me and the pain for a fucking week. I'll tell you, you realize what a pussy you are, too, when you feel real fucking pain.
Because it doesn't stop. It's never ending. Fuck.
Well, when it hits, and you say to yourself, that fucking hurts worse than anything I ever had before, and I don't know if I can keep on doing this. You do feel like a fucking pussy. It just feels like somebody comes up and stabs you in the gut, takes a couple steps back, and you're like, shit, that hurts. And then they go and stab you in the gut again. Let's go over to John, North Carolina. You're on Run Fez.
Hey, guys. How you doing today? Ronnie, glad to have you back. The alternative to the catheter is basically a condom with a tube coming out of it. But when they shift you around, you move yourself around your sleep, whatever, it can twist and fill up like a balloon and then burst on you. That's why they put the catheter in.
Yeah, Fez got the condom when he got his heart stuff done. And then he had told me he got the catheter. So, like, I was all fucking freaked out about it. And then I was like, I found out it was the condom. I'm like, dude, you just hit the fucking lottery. You know, first he was like, when they put that catheter on me, oh, I couldn't believe it. And I'm like, all right, man, I'm fucking sorry, you know. And all he was mad about was having a tight condom.
It felt like they super glued it on.
I'd be fucking seriously glad. I wish they would have fucking took a baby boot and put it on me. Robert, North Carolina, you're in Manifest.
The reason that catheter is about a foot long is because that there's a balloon that at the end of it, and they take saline solution, which is salt water, and they push that into the balloon and blow it up, and that's what holds your catheter and keeps you from pulling it out. Isn't that wonderful?
I'm seriously ready to pass out, Robert. This is the fucking shit that makes me think I'd rather die in the street like a dog than show up at a goddamn hospital with these people. What kind of sick Nazi mind would come up with the idea of a balloon blowing up in your fucking bladder? You'd have to be nuts to come up with this idea. Brian, Connecticut, you're in Manifest.
Hey, Ronnie, I'm so glad you're back, and I'm glad you're not dead. I just wanted to let you know, you're be thankful. When I had my catheter in, I was wide awake when they put it in.
Isn't this the really funny thing, though, of all the things I've talked about for the last hour? The men just want to go back to dick pain. We are, like, so primal and so on this fucking thing.
Well, pain the dick hole, it can't be much worse thing.
I just explained to people that I looked down the abyss of fucking addiction and decided I would rather take a week's worth of pain than pure bliss. That I picked pain and discomfort over fucking bliss. No, let's get back to the pain in the dick.
But it's your dick.
Is that Rob Cross in there?
Yeah.
What's he up to?
He just popped in, said you sound great, popped back out.
That's his job. Sounds great. Let him know I'm giving 2 thumbs up. Really sounds excellent. A lot of talk in the halls about you guys right now. Kevin Cronin was walking by from REO Speedwagon. Thought it was amazing. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Let's go over here to Randy in St. Louis.
I was just wanting to ask Fez, since this is close as you're going to come to crying on the air, can I get in the big-ass prize closet?
What, this, me whining and bitching about this?
Well, that's what we did when Fez, had his heart attack. We got in the big-ass prize closet. So you're not going to cry, and so I figured that's...
Well, there's a thing that I think, like, and I'm going to give Fez this, like, even benefit from this that I don't have. Because, like, even afterwards, when the doctor was like, this had exploded and ruptured in you and the poison was everywhere and you could have died from it, I still went, nuh-uh. I don't think I could have. I still don't believe I could have died from it. I think that's crazy doctor talk.
Well, what's the appendix do anyway?
Doesn't do goddamn dick.
Nothing.
It's fucking useless. It's as useless as the heart. It's the 2 things that make no sense at all.
It's bottom tonsils.
Brian, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Ronnie B., hey, my kid drew you a get well soon card, and the picture is either they're pulling the catheter out of your dick or he's starting a lawnmower. I can't really tell.
Well, thanks. And haven't put the towers in it.
Sorry about that bird running into your appendix.
866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Here's Paul in Wisconsin. You're in Ron Fez.
Hey, guys, I don't know why everybody's ripping on Fez. I thought he was hilarious this week. It sounded like the old Fez was back. Good job this week, Fez. It was great.
Well, I was only teasing Fez for not coming to see me. But you said it was something that you struggled with?
Yeah, because I wanted to, and I was headed over there a couple times, and I'm like, you know what, that poor guy, I know how you have trouble sleeping in regular times. I'm like, I'm going to show up and wake him up, and I am going to feel like the worst person in the world.
I don't know. Well, thanks for not coming and interrupting. Let's go over here to Jack here on Run Fez.
Hey, Ron, what's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, I just went in not that long ago for an operation myself, and I was an ex-drug addict, and took some of that propanol they gave, like Michael Jackson or whatever. That was a weird feeling, but...
What exactly is the propanol?
Well, I think that's what MJ overdosed on.
Uh-huh.
But it was just weird, because, over a decade being sober, getting that in you again is just like...
Right.
But it was so short-lived, and then you're out after that. It's like, whatever,
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you the truth. I thought to myself, maybe that will be my experience. Maybe I could put it in a short-term thing. I just I did not have the fucking balls to gamble with it. I just didn't have the balls to gamble with it.
Yeah, but I mean, I have myself so worked up, it's like by that time, it's like, whatever. Just give it to me and I can manage afterwards. And it was simple,
Yeah, and maybe it would have been. I'm with you 100%. Maybe I just sat here and felt all this pain for no reason. But I really need to come up with some kind of system before I get back into that again. And maybe enough time has come by and I'm more knowledgeable. I just was blindsided by this. I could not. The thing that pissed me off about myself was the fact is, as soon as I had decided, all right, give me the Dilaudid, put me on the drip line. As soon as I thought, hey, I'm going to fucking tune that in, I'll fucking throw in some stones and turn this into a nice experience. I mean, that's addict thinking. That's fucking dope addict stuff. Instead of just acting like I'm only using this to get through the pain. I immediately was turning it into a fucking party. Here's Carla. You're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ron. I'm glad you're doing better, and I'm
Thanks,
glad that
honey.
you opt not to take the pain meds. I worked in rehab for a long time, and I know how difficult that is to go through.
Yeah.
But also, my brother had his appendix explode, and it did poison him, and he was in the hospital for about 3 weeks trying to recover, and he was deathly ill. So I'm really glad that you didn't have to go through all of that.
Yeah, I guess it is just a matter of dodging a bullet.
Absolutely.
But yeah, the doctor said all that stuff. That it's a very dangerous thing once it happens. I just don't believe them or anything that they have to say about anything. Now the girls, on the other hand, listen what the man says, because they're like, you are not going back to work this week. And then eventually the doctor, I'm like, I like to go back to work. I don't want to fucking sit around the fucking house all day. I like to have Fez stare at me.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, okay, you can go back to work, but at a half day. I go, dude, a half day is my life. You would be fucking telling me to go back to work for a quarter day. There's no such thing as a half day in my world. You can't do what I do and take it any easier than that. 866 Run Zero Fez, 866 Run Zero Fez. Mike, North Carolina, you're on Run Fez.
How you doing, guys? I had the same situation about 5 years ago, and I'm kind of like addictive personality myself. I've been off that shit for about 14 years myself. And I had the morphine drip, and it's not like you don't feel buzzed or like you're doing, you're getting high or anything. All you do is sleep. You don't even have any feeling at all, except for all you want to do is sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would bother you.
I'd be smoking Pall Malls before that. And maybe you're 100% right, Mike. I'm not saying that I did anything that I'm even fucking happy about. It's just that I didn't have a plan going into it. And I certainly didn't want to get... I had a guy next to me in the recovery bed, and he came out with some back stuff. And he was doing Dilaudid, Oxycontins, the whole fucking thing. And it's still like, it was enough. He's still in pain. And the nurse is like, well, sir, you should be feeling the effects. And I'm like, honey, he's in the fucking deep end of the pool. You couldn't slow this fucker down with an elephant gun. This fucking guy can do it. You got to come at him heavy. All right? You're not fucking messing around with a child here. Let's go over here to Janine. You're on Run Fez.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Turn your radio down,
I
honey.
just wanted to say, Ron, I just glad you're back. I'm glad you're feeling great and you're doing a lot better because that's a serious surgery to go through. I know what it's like. I've had 10 different surgeries myself, from a hysterectomy to bars and screws in my back to now I'm having bowel problems. So
See, they won't let go of you. That's what I'm worried about.
Next time, yeah, they just keep letting you go. Every time you go to the emergency room, oh, you're okay, and they let you go, and they don't know nothing. They never know nothing. Two, I have a pseudo-tutor cerebri, which is like fluid on the brain. They don't know.
See, I can't talk to these kind of
You're
people.
right about that.
This is the way that people talk in the fucking hospital. I don't want to talk about it. I do want to talk about the human body and all the things that go wrong. And that's a fucking slide that you can get into. I want to ignore it. I want it to fucking treat it the same way that if you think of germs, try to kick it out of your head. That's how I want to think of the human body. I don't want to know what the heart's doing. I don't want to know what the brain's doing. And then I don't want these guys just slicing at me like I was a fucking bar of soap, where they just keep slowly but surely slicing more and more off you. I say don't accept it. Don't fucking be any part of it. Chris and Philly, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, Ron, how you doing?
Yeah.
Glad you're feeling okay, bud.
Yeah.
I have chronic pain. I, for the past 3 years, have been addicted to pain pills. And I've just been off for about 5 days, and it's a bitch.
Yeah.
And you made the right decision, pal.
Well,
because I almost lost my family. I lost my job. So.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a tough call. At one point, you can't. I understand completely. Chronic pain has got to be the worst possible thing, because just being in pain last week made me realize I never have to deal with pain. Most of the time in life, what we call pain is not the real pain stuff. We just call it pain, but the real pain stuff is when it just takes over everything, and that's very difficult. Not to fucking take whatever drug. But years can go by. Years will fucking go by while you're doing that. Here's Billy. Billy in Georgia. You're on Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, man. I'm glad to have you back.
Yeah.
I went through rehab up in Minnesota like a year and a half ago, and my counselor was 10 years clean, and, you know, he was one of those hardcore, started shooting meth at 13 and everything.
Right.
But while he was my counselor, he, I guess he had a ruptured appendix or something, but he, like you, but he went in, and, he was pissed off. They ended up doping him, and, you know, after 10 years clean, I mean, he was pretty pissed off to have to do it, but he gave in and did it. But he came out all right. I mean, you know, it was just a one-time thing and he came back out of it okay.
Well, there's a guy that I know who was the first fucking junkie in my neighborhood, first guy in the rehab, blah, blah, blah. And he actually stayed at the rehab, ended up working there and becoming a counselor. And it was like over in the Poconos. And it was one of those deals where he's like, I'm not coming back to the old neighborhood. I'm not going to see anyone anymore. I'm staying in the Poconos. And people were like, hey, we're all getting together and be like, I love you. I'm not leaving this fucking environment. And he stayed a counselor for many, many years. And then I think it was neck problem something. He had to take fucking medication. And this is fucking over a decade or more of helping other people. And he went back to being a fucking junkie. That scares the shit out of me. That fucking scares me shitless. And I fucking normally feel like I've got this thing 99% of the way, you know, where I got it. I feel 99% in charge of that addiction thing. Almost to the point where sometimes I get too cocky, and then somebody from the program has to say to me, you need to fucking humble it up a little bit. I'm like, yeah, you're right about that. But in this case, if I was looking at that, I just felt I went from fucking 99% to, if I do this, is there any guarantee that I can come back out? I could not find that guarantee in myself. I could not fucking find it. Luckily, I had my friend Fez sitting next to the fucking bed. I could squeeze his hand. You know, me and my best pal. I'll get you through this, man. I'll get you fucking through this. Look at me. I'm here for you. We'll beat this dragon. I'm fucking telling you that when I start to think about that stuff. That's the fucking part that makes me way more fucking nervous than any other part of this. Here's Debbie. Debbie in New York. You're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, what can we do?
You sound great. I had the same problem, a ruptured appendix. They basically, rushed me into surgery, said you've only got, 24 hours really to take care of this. And, they offer you up anything and everything you want to deal with the pain because it hurts. It really, really hurts.
Yeah,
So,
it fucking hurts.
Good. Yeah, everything, your stomach, your gut, everything hurts, and you're just like, I want the pain to go away. And, I got to give it to you because I definitely, I took the Percocet. I took the easy way out, but, I don't know how you dealt with it. I really don't.
Well, there was at least twice that I said, no, I'm going to take the dope. There was at least twice that I said that, and then I had to change my mind back because of how excited I got when I made that fucking thing. And I'm going to need a pack of Pall Malls. I'm going to fucking really sit there like the guy called and goes, oh, when you get it done, that drip, you go right to sleep. Yeah, sure I will. I'm sure I'll be right to fucking sleep. I'm going to be up making phone calls. I'll be watching Tarantino movies.
My brother is still on his pain pills from his appendix surgery, which was probably a little over a year ago.
Well, he's on pain pills a lot before that, too, right?
Oh, yeah, that was from the back surgery.
Yeah, so he's not, they all just connect together. Let's go over to Jamie. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, I got a lot of respect for you, buddy, because in my opinion, you were in your weakest point. They were offering it to you. You could have had it immediately, and you said no. You made the right choice, and in my opinion, if you can say no at that point, brother, the rest of your life, you're doing all right, man. And Fez, I love you, buddy, but you should have been there for Ronnie.
Well, thank you for judging me, Jamie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you could have came by with a Sports Illustrated. You didn't have to stand there the whole time, but you show up with a Sports Illustrated. I was in there for 4 fucking days. 4 days of agony. Didn't want to wake me up. I wasn't sleeping at all. This is how fucking bad I was with that pain where I couldn't lay down. I'm sitting in the hard chair while my chick is sleeping in the hospital bed. And then every fucking, night, the Jamaican assistant nurse would come in. She's in the bed. You're in the chair. I go, yeah, just like fucking before. Stop making a big deal out of it. When you take the 6 train. Let me know when you're back on the fucking 6 train. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Let's go over to Keith. Keith, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, after my first back surgery, I was pretty much a pill popper with all the pain medication for a long time, and I finally got clean and sober off of it. And about a couple years later, I came down with a really bad case of kidney stones. And they're brutal. So I went to the hospital, and they gave me a shot of morphine, and that basically started my addiction all over again. But I was able to, obviously get over it again. But it's amazing how one time, that's all it takes, and the taste is like right back in your mouth.
Yeah, that's the fucking weirdest thing of all, isn't it? That anything that you did leading up to that is just nil. It's just gone once you're back there.
And I justified everything by saying, I'm just taking a pill. It's not that big of a
Right.
deal. I can control this. And obviously you can't, because your body just, your body feeds off of it, and you like that warm feeling that comes over you after you've taken, 2 or 3 pills that you're not supposed to be taking.
It's the strangest fucking thing in the world. Here's my hospital buddy. Blowhard.
So glad to have you back. So glad you're feeling better, bro. That's a scary operation. And
Blowhard actually texted me on how to get extra sandwiches to save for later at night. He was giving poor Blowhard has to deal with so much hospital stuff that He knows all the angles there.
Yeah, it's like you kind of really, you mentioned earlier about the whole dehumanization or dehumanizing feeling, and you have to go into a hospital, well, pretty much in New York anyway, with a fuck you attitude. It's resident season, and all these fucking doctors out of medical school, they walk in packs, and you talk to sometimes 20, 30 doctors, and most of them are just trying to impress each other. Like you said, they all want to be Dr. House. And you got to go in there, and you have to be firm, you have to be demanding, and you don't listen to all the residents because they don't have any experience. And my big issue, I was in that last week, for 5 days, because I just had a diabetic foot infection, and I just had to get some IV and all this shit. But, you get treated like cattle. And when you mentioned, you wait in the ER, just sitting around.
Right.
Luckily, I have enough experience. I get express check-in at this point. But the bottom line is you do get treated like shit, and then you're laying in the bed, and you do feel like you're out of control, like these people control you. And they come walking up in their lab coats, and you're like, well, who the fuck are you now? Oh, I'm from this department. And who are you? And then one doctor comes, and he's got 6 or 7 people tagging along, and there's so much overload of information. And you're right. I was just, telling you, don't listen to all the residents. Always listen to the main doctors. The residents are just full of shit. And also, as for getting food, that's my addiction in the hospital. I just don't want to.
You know about the extra sandwiches for later.
Oh, yeah, they always have a salad platter, like a sandwich, and I'm on a special menu, and still they don't give you enough. And then in Brooklyn, in my hospital, they go ethnic. So I was getting gefilte fish, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I didn't order this. The food, some of it, I never had congee before. They have Asian dishes, some ethnic Jewish dishes, and I just wanted basic. You fill out your menu card every day, and they were bringing me the worst shit, but the one thing I really just wanted was a nice cup of coffee, and that's the key. You schmooze the food servers, you schmooze the people who make the beds.
All right, I got to take the candy striper on to the next bed, but thanks, Blowhard, and thanks for...
Hey, guy, feel better, and God bless, and take care of yourself.
All right, I
okay?
appreciate
Bye-bye.
it. People are writing in. Tell me it's a bit that Fez didn't come see you.
No, it's not.
Were you thinking about it?
Yeah, constantly. And I kept saying, no, that's a bad idea. Don't go over there.
Just across the water.
It was. I could literally see his house from my room. I had one of those rooms. It's like, here's how weird it is to be in New York. In the hospital I'm in, the fucking FDR, the highway is actually at the bottom of it. So when you would look out my window, you were further out than if you were on a pier.
That's crazy.
And
That's a crazy view.
Fez's apartment was right across the thing. He could have swam there. So
if I knew how.
People were writing in, tell me that he's joking. Did you think to yourself, maybe I'll just say to Ron, hey, mind if I stop by?
Well, then I thought, then you're pushing yourself in the hospital room. Yeah, all of that occurred to me.
Mm. Did you feel like I was pushy when I sat there with you? Being some kind of pushy asshole?
No, not at all.
Let's go over to Sean. Sean in Florida, you're on Run It Fez.
Hey, Ron. I think you made the right choice. I was sober for 20 years, clean and sober, pretty active in the program you mentioned. When I had a bad ear infection and got some medication prescribed, and that was the start of a 3-year really fast and deep addiction to pain medication. And I'm back now for 3 years, but it was long and hard to get back, I'll tell you.
How did you finally figure out that you weren't medicating yourself, you were just partying?
Boy, when I felt the euphoria from those pills.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happens and you go, that was nice.
I know.
Then you know you're not taking it for pain anymore. And that's when things went south for me real fast.
Dude, I actually had that feeling before I got it. I was ecstatic when I said, all right, I can't take the pain. I'm going to take the Dilaudid. And immediately thought, holy shit, I'm going to be doing Dilaudid. I was so fucking happy, and then got mad at myself going, look at you, a normal person would not be fucking thinking that.
Right. And it's a common story, man. I see it a lot. I'm still real active, and so many people are going out, and it's happened. A lot of them are dying, and you did the right thing.
Well, it's weird because I've been talking about this for years, like with my chick going, this is my fear that, some reason I'm going to be able to keep this thing together except for if I end up in a hospital. I've always had this weird feeling of that's the thing that's going to get me. I was pretty sure that I wasn't going to do anything on the street because I feel like I'm conscious enough about that. But fighting pain is it's so fucking difficult.
It's hard. Well, thanks for bringing this up, man.
All right, my friend, take care of yourself. All right, we got a break here. We ran like an hour and a half without a break. Well, that was a cold ending. It's the Ron and Fez Show. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. That's called Fuck You by CeeLo. And I imagine this is the big viral hit of the summer. Hicks, I'm hearing.
Yeah, it's coming right at the ass end of it, and it's getting a lot of fucking heat, yeah.
Well, this all took place while I was in the hospital?
Pretty much.
I know, because Rob Cross said it to me. You listen to it yet?
He's all over it.
It's great. We've given it an ad. He's still giving things ads. Going over the 202 Friends Twitter, Fez, and there's a lot of stuff in here. But Pat from Menaki, here's his joke. I'm a little confused. They removed the appendix from the Ron Bennington's Line of the Day book. It's a very funny joke. But Pat has blanketed the fucking internet with this. It's showing up on as many message boards and fucking Twitter places, and it's starting to come off a little desperate, Pat.
He's carpet bombing.
You are funnier. I mean, it's not that it's not a funny enough line, but don't sit around and be quite so desperate to get the acknowledgement. And now that you have got it, and I'm not only going to say the joke for you, Pat, but say it's a very funny joke. Now you can put it to bed. And now you can put it to rest and start working on your next wordplay. G-Baby's mom, shocked Fez Whatley did not come meet me at the hospital. I, on the other hand, Fez, A, am not shocked, and B, not offended.
Okay, well, I'm glad about that.
I want you to be there just for your own, whatever your own personal comfortability is. And it didn't matter to me whether you showed up or not. And you would have been able to knock me over with a pillow if you did fucking show up that day. I just never would have expected it. And Hicks, on the other hand, I talked to him on the phone because he texted and said he and his chick were available to do anything.
Whatever, we got it.
And then when I told him the details, this is all I heard. Oh, fuck, shit. Oh, those fuckers.
Wasn't sure what to say. It sounded really fucked up.
Yeah, it was fucked up. 866-RON-0-FEZ, 866-RON-0-FEZ. Here's James in White Plains. You're on the Ron and Fez Show.
Hey, Ronnie. I'm glad you're doing well.
Thanks.
Hey, Fez, I got a hypothetical for you.
Yeah.
Imagine hard, that you were actually a good friend to Ron and there when he needed you. Would you have advised him to take the drugs or not take the drugs?
I mean, that would have been really difficult because I support his decision not to take it, but to see him in pain and in agony, that's very tough. I have no idea.
And your excuse for showing up was just because you didn't want to disturb his sleep?
No, I said that I didn't. I knew he was in a lot of pain, and I knew sleep was very rare to him, so I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going in there bulling a china shop like I do.
Yeah, you could have just hung around and waited for him to wake up. I mean, that would have worked too.
Okay, thank you.
Why does that get you so upset, Fez?
Because people are judging me. Trust me. I thought about going over there.
Who was judging you?
That last guy. James on the phone. And trust me, I thought about it a lot. I feel bad now that I did. I made the wrong decision.
Why do you feel you made the wrong decision?
Because now with other people discussing it, it seems like, I just had my own, mind to try to go back and forth on it with.
So because they disagree with you, it makes you wrong?
Well, now I feel bad that I didn't. I thought I was doing the right thing before. Now I feel like I did the wrong thing.
What makes you feel like you did the wrong thing?
Well, because so many people are saying I should have gone.
Right, but they're just doing that based on what friends do. Doesn't have to mean that it's our friendship. Our friendship is you can do whatever you need to do. And if you didn't want to come over there, that's more than fine. Or if you just wanted to come over there and spit in my face while I laid there, fine.
I never would have spit in your face.
Well, not from that distance. You'd have to come there first. Oh, is it because you had to get on an elevator?
I'm not thrilled about that, but that wasn't the reason.
But no, I don't understand why you would get upset when this is between me and you. And I told you I have no problem with you not coming to visit me.
Right, thank you.
You're welcome. James, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Yeah, first off, I like Fez's new nickname, Bottom Tonsils. Secondly, I'm wondering if the hospital had any advice for anyone to keep their appendix from bursting, so you can be a hero and advise us on how to not have this happen to us.
It's a good point. I want you to just think of your appendix as a ticking time bomb. And it's almost about the only thing that you could do is somehow get in and cut the blue wire outside the appendix. Look who it is. It's our good friend Lady Trucker.
Hey, Fezzy, instead of thinking, start doing things. Oh, think I'll see running the hospital. Why didn't you do it? Living life is doing things, Fezzy, not thinking about it.
Yeah, doing things like dieting or trying to fit inside a semi-truck. Yes, I understand.
Well, you're just frustrated. Oh, I think I'm going to do that. I think I have a secret. I think I'm going to act on a secret.
You know what? It's none of your business, Biggin. It's none of your business. Who
Wait a
asked
minute.
your opinion on this?
Wait a minute. What if you want to go freaking, do it on the weekend? Is that any of her business?
Even that's not any of her business. She thinks she's going to call in and chew me out because she probably hasn't had a midday snack yet. She's a big eater.
Really, Fez. And you're losing weight because you're trying to?
All right. Enough, you two.
The only weight I want to lose is your semi going off a bridge. Quite a few tons there.
So a lot
the
changed.
whole truck.
A lot changed while I was in the hospital.
That didn't.
A lot changed while I was in the hospital. Don't let any of this stuff get on your nerves. She just has a difference of opinion. She thought you should have showed up, visited me in the hospital. You and I have a different relationship than that. It doesn't have. Every friendship doesn't have to be give and take. It could just be give, take. That's one kind of friendship to have. They don't have to go back and forth. I didn't sit there even for a second, consider myself, I wonder where Fez is. I never assumed that you'd show up.
I mean, I did think about it. I mean,
You don't have to think about it. It's fine. Do you get a chance to catch up on some TV?
No, I really didn't watch any more than I usually do.
What'd you watch?
Big Brother.
Jay, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I wish Fezzi would be honest and just admit that he couldn't wait to see the ending of Batman. That's why he hung around in his apartment.
Didn't you already see Batman before?
I've seen it several times. Several hundreds of times.
So you still couldn't pull yourself away from it.
It wasn't because Dark Knight was on.
Aaron, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, I'm glad you're back.
Yeah.
You're in the hospital, and for some weird reason, I was worried about Fez. He was the one I was worried might not come out of it.
I was, Fez did a fine job while I was in the hospital. He did a fine job of keeping things together, Fez.
Well, it was Chris Stanley putting together best ofs.
But you didn't stop him or get in his way. And that's fucking great. Let's go over here to Paul. You're on Ron Fez.
Yeah, Fezzy, I agree with you. But you could have at least sent a little gift or something, flowers or just something, just to let Ron know that you were.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that.
Yeah, just
Something
a
to
little
brighten up my room a little bit.
Even
What do you call it?
some
Centerpiece?
Even some cigars to think about. After he gets out, he can have a nice smoke.
I ordered some cigars. They just haven't gotten here yet.
Were you hoping they would be here to hand me today?
Uh-huh. That was the plan.
You seem a little tense, though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tense because I was very, very worried about you.
Uh-huh.
And people seem to think that I wasn't.
What people?
People calling.
So you're mad at them?
No, I'm not mad at them. I just want them to know.
But you don't even have to be worried about me. You could have just forgot about me for a week. It doesn't matter, Fez.
I wouldn't have forgotten about you.
Get that fucking Don't You Forget About Me song and then edit out the don't part and just have it, forget about me. I'm in the hospital. Here's John. John in Arizona, you're on Fez.
Yeah, I had a quick question for Fezzy. When Opie had his baby and went on maternity leave, you had Anthony and the rest of the crew man up and come in and get the show going. The show must go on. It's just interesting to me that you go down and the show goes down.
Look, Fez, now we went and left the room. Fez is Fez. I get that completely. I have no expectations for how he should behave. And I certainly didn't need him to come over and sit next to me in the hospital and worry. I know he was worried. He worries. Plus, I didn't need the reputation over at that hospital. I'm already sitting around wearing a assless fucking gown. I had a tube up my dick. I don't need Watley sitting next to me, fucking holding my hand and getting that word out. All right, we have our guest here, Hicks.
Yes, Amir Bar-Lev, director of the Tillman Story.
This documentary is out where now, Hicks?
It's in select cities. Go to tillmanstory.com to find all the information. It's in a limited release right now.
If you're a football fan, or if you're one of those people that...
Fucking clowns.
By the way, Tillman Story, I want you to check it out, Hicks.
I will.
I just started fucking yelling at the guy like somehow he was responsible. Nothing makes me more annoyed. And these generals, to see that they have one fucking set of standards for the enlisted men and another set of standards for themselves, just sickens me. I get so fucking pissed off. There's like certain jobs that the people are supposed to put the honor and the code above the day-to-day shit. And you would think if you took the pride to make it up as far as being a third-star general in the military, honor would somehow play into your fucking life.
I think they just think they're like any other CEO of a company, and they don't get. They just want to cover their own ass. They don't give a fuck.
But why do we accept that? Why is short scratch and the comfortability of your own ass? Where's that I'm going to stand up and be a fucking man thing? You know? That thing where you say, yeah, my buddy's in the hospital, but I'm going to go visit him. I'm going to go over and bring him a stuffed chipmunk and say, here, this is something you can sleep next to.
You would have hated that.
Huh?
You would have hated a stuffed chipmunk.
I wasn't talking about me and you.
Oh.
I told you I was full fucking okay with you abandoning me. I had no problem with that. Matter of fact, I loved it. I preferred it.
All right. I mean, I didn't think I abandoned you.
Doesn't matter. You could have left me in the street.
I would
was
never.
Fucking fine. Well, you had your chance. Don't tell me, show me is what I like to say, Hicks. And Mr. fucking Pink Appendix over there living with his fucking healthy fucking appendix.
Rub it in your face, really.
I would love to just had that. Just have known. I didn't know whether I was going to make it or not. I guess that's the time that you look for your friends for strength. Plus, I think it happened on Pork Chop night, didn't it?
It was Chinese food night.
You didn't keep on eating Chinese food while I was being operated on, did you?
Oh, no. Mm-mm. No, I didn't go to sleep and I didn't eat anything.
Would have been perfect to be sitting there in the waiting room, waiting to see me come out, see my partner's smiling face. Hey, buddy.
Could have brought around some beef and broccoli. What's wrong with that?
B&B? You know what would be a good part for you? One of the bad guys in the Pat Tillman movie. I don't know what happened to him, Mrs. Tillman. I guess he's fine.
This could be Rumsfeld.
Fuck. That fucking Rumsfeld. Even the devil would look at Rumsfeld and go, oh, that guy creeps me out. Yeah, they took my appendix out. It was all rotted. Disgusting. I still managed to make it back in less than a week. And oddly, I feel a lot better than I'm in here. Feel a lot better than if I sat around my house today.
Well, being stuck in the house sick blows.
Just terrible.
It's terrible.
And this is the only way I'm going to see Fez. To come in here and do the show, I'll finally get to see Fez. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ. Here's Lynn in New Jersey.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
I actually, a couple of years ago, I had a stroke, and I was in Columbia, in New York City, and I had a couple friends who tried to come and visit me, and I actually made them turn their car around, because I really didn't want to see anybody when I was throwing up, pretty much randomly. So, yeah, I mean, I understand why Fezzy would kind of want to stay away, just to try and keep you comfortable.
I get it 100% too. I don't care if he did it for me or himself. I don't think that he has to. I don't think that he has to make any excuses for it.
Well, it might have been a combination. I mean, maybe he was uncomfortable with all of his encounters with hospitals, and he didn't want to make you uncomfortable.
Again, I don't think if you're going to be friends from somebody, I don't think you should say this is the reason why this is why I'm friends with him. Jay, New Hampshire, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
What's going on, Ronnie B? Glad to hear you back.
Thanks.
You know, Fez didn't come see you in the hospital because he's mad at you because now you're taking some of the attention away from all his problems.
Oh, by doing the Fez gimmick of being sick?
Yep, right. This is all fake. It's all a bit.
I actually at one point thought to myself, why hasn't this happened to Fez? He knows how to do this a lot better than me. I don't know what to do. And I don't like talking to nurses and making them happy about little things.
I would have rather it happened to me.
You would have shown up at the hospital then, huh?
Well, then I would have had to there.
You didn't have to with me?
Yeah, I mean, I needed to. I did need to, and I didn't. I let you down.
You did not let me down. You just let the listeners down. They have expectations for you, Fezzy. I don't. What I was hoping is that you would have went past my window on a paddle boat. I would have been able to see you if you were just even riding a bike over at Roosevelt Island. Matt, Boston, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Ronnie, listen, man, I admire you. You know, you beat this thing. You come back in less than a week. You know, you embrace Fezzy again, even though he refuses to visit you in the hospital. You're my hero.
Look, not only, it's not a matter that I embrace Fez. I don't have any judge on Fez not coming to see me. Who cares? You getting your fantasy league together, Fez?
No, I haven't even looked at that yet.
Well, we should. And that's time that we'll spend together. Healthy time. Looking at our computer screens. That's how I want us to remember each other. Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, welcome back. Glad you're feeling better.
Good.
Hey, I think Fez didn't want to come see you because he didn't want to break his 100-day balling pack. If he'd have come saw you, he'd have been crying like a baby.
Oh, that would have been nice. I don't know, Fez. You think you would have cried or only when stuff happens to you?
No, I definitely would have cried. I cried at home, so I would have cried there.
Were you crying going like this? No, he expects me to come over?
No, that wasn't. I was just worried about you.
Charlie, you're on Ron and Fez.
Ronnie, I'm waiting to get off the plane in Vegas, so I missed the whole show. How did you beat it without painkillers?
I just bit through my bottom lip.
That's impossible, dude. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know.
God bless you.
I still don't know if I did the right thing. I'll never know. I certainly don't recommend it. But I really, I brought this up earlier, And we went up and looked at the 2 different drugs that they recommended me because people called in and said one of them is addictive, and it is. They offered a drug called tramadol to me, and now I'm reading it over, and there is a physical dependence, and severe withdrawal can come out, and abuse potential exists.
Let's stay away from that. Jesus Christ.
And a Toradol is the one that they gave me a little tiny bit of, and that is kind of an anti-inflammatory. It doesn't really do much. It's like getting a cortisone shot.
Yeah.
But it was very helpful to me. And, if there was a drug to do to not feel pain, but not find yourself back in an addictive lifestyle, I'd do it in a heartbeat. And I don't fucking sit around acting like, oh, everybody should handle pain. I find it just remarkably unpleasant. Just remarkably unpleasant, like everything else in the hospital.
The worst places ever.
They're not good places. And I don't know. Everyone acts like those nurses are saints. I just see them around sick people. I mean, what kind of fucking person is constantly bothering sick people?
Plugging needles into them nonstop.
Well, not even just needles, but this fucking woman came over and, had this, tape on me and then ripped it off, and my hair on my arms is coming off. And, she didn't give a fuck. And I'm just like, do whatever. It was almost 40 minutes into a gang rape. What are you going to do now? Humiliate me? No, it ain't going to happen. I don't care.
For some reason in hospitals, there's a lot of work that has to be done on a patient in the middle of the night, like about 4 a.m.
Well, they don't break their schedule. So if you're supposed to get something every 4 hours or 6 hours, the sleep time doesn't mean shit to them.
Yeah, they'll come in with a thermometer if they have to.
That's exactly right. And one of the reasons why they do that is because you don't want to have people die during the night. Here's Joe in Virginia. You're on Running Fez.
Hey, Fez, I think the reason you didn't go see Ronnie in the hospital is because if he was asleep, you'd try to suck his cock.
Don't do that, Fez, because I just had that fucking tube in my dick. And it was burning like shit. I hate that bastard, and I am going to get him with Hicks.
Yeah, I'm down. I don't give a fuck.
But I fucking yelled at him that day, and your stupid fucking Elvis Costello, black fucking rimmed glasses, Nugent. You David Putter, you fucking talk alike. I'm going to get you for saving my life. Because you could have done it, just let me piss all over the place. Don't put a tube inside my dick. It's not fucking necessary.
Those aren't hard instructions to follow. I mean, how often do you have a tube to shove in someone's cock?
Ron, Georgia, you're on Manifest.
Yeah, Ronnie. Why does every show turn into you complaining about your problems? I'm kind of getting sick of it.
Well, you know what? You're just crazy about it because you're listening anyway. You're just amazed by it. You keep turning in. You can't listen enough. Shane, you're on Manifest.
Yeah, Ronnie. Any of the nurses in the hospital as hot as Nurse Jackie?
Well, I will say this. All the first floor people were very attractive, male and female. When you get up the stairs, they look like shit. But you have to imagine, I'm in the Upper East Side of New York. And that's got to be kind of where every young doctor wants to land in terms of where you can get your cash money fucking business started. And those people look like a goddamn soap opera. Just very attractive men and women. And the people that go around to make sure whether you check it out or not, it's this real young jive ELO doctor with his, obviously I'm fucking her doctor that goes with him. And I fucking brought that out like, that's so obvious.
It's ER.
Yeah, that these two are just pounding the shit out of each other. And he was completely fucking ELO, where he was an attractive guy saying all the right things and none of them would come true, but while he was with you, you're like, yeah, I really like this guy. And then the second that he left, everything turned out to be false. Let's go over here to Sean. Sean, you're on Manifest.
Ron, great to hear your voice again. I
Thank
had a
you.
shitty week last week like you did. Hey, I know what Fezzi was thinking while he's at home. He was asking, Ronnie, can you bring me back my money, please?
Somebody bring me back the money, please. Hove on that new shit. Niggas like, how come? Niggas want my old shit. Buy my old album.
I don't think he needs to go there. Because somebody just got fired for that this week. I believe Dr. Ruth. I don't know who she is. Some cranky old lady. You're all in a bad mood over there, huh, Fez?
No, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm glad you're back.
But you're upset.
Yeah, I think looking back on it, I made the wrong decision.
What was that? Living?
Well, that's one of them. But I think not visiting you in the hospital.
Dude, how many times I got to tell you it doesn't matter to me?
Well, I understand that, but now I'm just second and third guessing myself again.
It's fine. You want to make it up to me?
Sure.
Make this Christmas a non-shitty gift.
Okay.
And the whole thing will be forgotten about. I don't care that you didn't come and see me. And I don't know why you keep holding on to it. I totally get that you didn't come see me.
Yeah, it went over and over in my head.
Right. We've discussed it. Can I tell you the truth? You couldn't have made a wrong decision. If you would have came, it would have been fine. And if you didn't come, it's fine. I don't understand why you stay upset. Long after we've had the discussion.
Just hanging on to it.
With who, though? Why?
With me. And I definitely don't want there to be a next time. I'll know what to do next time, and I don't want that to happen.
Huh? John, you're on Ron Fez.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I guess Fezzi has earned his FRB card. I'm from Bennington.
I don't know what that is.
That's okay. That's something we discussed at the hospital. Let's go to Ian in Florida.
Hey, Ronnie, maybe Fez didn't come visit you because he was busy trying to find Chris Stanley.
Chris, you were the ones handling all the best of stuff, huh?
Yeah, I was throwing a lot together.
I feel like I put a lot of pressure on you, kid. I made you grow up fast.
Keeping it together, Ronnie B.
It's too much. I want you getting this hipster TV show. I actually got text from Dave while I was in the hospital. Were you the one who brought it up to him that I was there?
No, I think he found out on his own.
There is a picture on ronfez.net. Oh, there is a whereischrisstanley.com for people who have tried hard time, because you know how I always try to say this. Where is Chris Stanley?
Yeah, he is. Behind the glass.
So if you go to whereischrisstanley.com, you will see him.
Oh, Jesus.
2 thumbs up. Is that an actual real picture of you?
Yeah.
When was this taken?
That was taken Halloween. That was fucking like 3 years ago, I guess, before I was even hired.
Now, why did we call it Halloween?
Because Pitsy, Dave, and Fez dressed as women. They're being gals.
We cross-dressed for Halloween to see who would make the best woman.
And then what kind of onesie were you wearing, Hicks?
Those are polyester pants and wife beater.
Now, why were you wearing that?
I like polyester pants sometimes.
Okay.
Bad look looking back at that.
No, it's not.
Oh, no?
Very good.
Send it to the hipster show.
What's that?
I was saying send it to the hipster show.
You
I could
absolutely...
get in with that, actually.
Forget that. You could actually be dressed like that and going like this. Gee, I hope I get it. I hope I get it. How many people does he need? And what were you wearing around your neck in those days, Hicks?
That was St. Christopher medallion.
St. Christopher. St. Christopher was a fucking bottle cap.
Found in a box of fucking corn pops.
Who's to say? Who's to fucking say which way is better?